At this time, now that you can hear me, Brother installing Marshall, you will present the worship master-elect at the altar for installation.
I find him to be of good morals and great skill, true and trusty, and as he is a lover of the fraternity, I doubt not that he will discharge his duties with fidelity and with honor.
My brother, previous to your investiture, it is necessary that you signify your assent to those ancient charges and regulations which point out the duties of the master of the lodge. I'm going to ask the people on the sidelines to help me by counting up through 1 through 15 so that you may get all of them instead of me skipping over a couple of them. So if you'd all please, when I step.
One.
Thank you. You agree to be a good man in truth and strictly to obey the moral law.
I do.
2.
You agree to be a peaceful citizen and cheerfully to conform to the laws of the country in which you reside.
I do.
3.
You promise not to be concerned in plots and conspiracies against the government, but patiently to submit to the laws and constituted authorities.
I do.
4.
You agree to pay proper respect to the civil magistrate, to work diligently, live credibly, and act honorably by all men.
I do.
5.
You agree to hold in reverence the original ruler and patrons of the Order of Masonry and their regular successors, supreme and subordinate, and to submit to the awards and resolutions of your brethren in lodge convened, in every case consistent with the constitutions of the Order.
I do.
6.
You agree to avoid private picks and quarrels and to guard against intemperance and excess.
I do.
7.
You agree to be cautious in your behavior, courteous to your brethren, and faithful to the lodge.
I do.
8.
You promise to respect genuine brethren and to discountenance impostors and all dissenters from the original plan of Masonry.
I do.
9.
You agree to promote the general good of society, to cultivate the social virtues, and to teach the knowledge of the mystic art.
I do.
10.
You agree to pay homage to the Grand Master for the time being, and his officers when duly installed, and strictly to conform to every edict of the Grand Lodge that is not subversive to the principles and groundwork of Masonry.
I do.
11.
You admit that it is not in the power of any man or body of men to make innovations in the body of Masonry.
I do.
12.
You promise a regular attendance on the committees and communications of the Grand Lodge on receiving proper notice, and to pay attention to all the duties of Masonry on convenient occasions.
I do.
13.
You admit that no new law shall be formed without permission of the Grand Lodge, and no countenance given any irregular lodge or any person clandestinely initiated therein.
I do.
14.
You admit that no person shall regularly be made a Mason in or admitted a member of any regular lodge without due previous notice and due inquiry into his character.
I do.
15.
You would agree that no visitor shall be received in your lodge without due examination and producing proper vouchers of their having been initiated in a regular lodge.
I do.
These are the regulations of free and accepted Masons. Do you promise to submit to these charges and support these regulations as masters have done in all ages before you?
I do.
Brother Heavens, in recognition of your cheerful conformity to these regulations, you are now to be installed master of this lodge, your brethren having full confidence in your care, skill, and capacity to govern the same. You will now be invested with the insignia of your office. You will now be invested with the furniture and implements of your lodge. The holy writings, that great light in masonry, will guide you to all truth. It will direct your path to the temple of happiness and point out to you the whole duty of man. The square teaches us to regulate our actions by the rule and line and to harmonize our conduct by the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desire in every station, that rising to eminence by merit, we may live respected and die regretted. The rule directs that we punctually observe our duty, press forward in the path of virtue, and inclining neither to the right nor to the left, and all our actions have eternity in view. The line teaches us the criterion of moral rectitude, to avoid dissimulation in conversation and action, and to direct our steps to the path which leads to immortality. The Book of Constitutions, you are to search at all times. Cause it to be read in your lodge, that none may pretend ignorance of the excellent precepts it enjoins. You now receive in charge the charter by the authority of which this lodge is held. You are careful to preserve, and in no case should it ever be out of your immediate control, and duly transmitted to your successor in office. You also receive in charge the Digest of Masonic law and the bylaws of your lodge, which you are to see carefully and punctually executed. Bylaws. The Marshal will now conduct you to the east. Congratulations. Well, get behind the pedestal. The Master's hat. The hat is an emblem of the Master's authority, a distinguishing mark of the importance of his office, a visible and characteristic sign of his position as presiding officer and titular head of the lodge. The hat should always be removed during prayer, as a token of respect to the grand architect of the universe. It should also be removed when giving the obligations as a token of their solemnity. And as usually happens, and probably did tonight, when someone gets elevated to the position of worshipful master, his head tends to swell a little. Really, if the hat fit him. Let's see if it still does. What do you think? Did it work again? You want to worship him? He who controls the gavel controls the lodge. 3 raps of the gavel, please. Members of this lodge only. Worship Master, behold your brethren. Brethren, behold your worship Master. One rap of the gavel, please. Now that you've been installed, you are authorized to conduct the installation ceremony. So if you'd like to continue on, I'll go sit on the side.
You're doing a wonderful job.
Please be seated. Thank you. Oh, sit right there. That's where you belong. Mike Green says, oh boy, am I glad that's over. Warden Marshal, you will present the senior warden elect at the altar for installation.